shame, there's no love to teach, only fingers that blame. We are pulling the thread that unravels the hem. It's all this abuse that looks like in the news.
Welcome, 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 Bob. Isn't that a great song, Public Disease? By our own Shine Customs, Travis. I think I'm going to keep that as my intro song. Good to have everybody listening. Manage Roy, Rasabite, Polska, Jason Reed, all the way from England. Was in Mexico the last 5 days. It was amazing. Nice sun. Lots of Canadians this time of year. And Brits, the Europeans, and but more so Canadians. Anyhow, topic of today is why men must choose to play offense instead of defense. It's not rocket science. If you're playing defense, you're trying to get back to the score to be ahead. The only way you're going to win is by playing offense. Offense is you holding the ball. But we know a lot of people that drop the ball. Even when they have the offensive potential, they drop it because they say, oh, Nawal, she's Nawal. She's not like that. So they will pass it to that offensive play, which is they have the potential to lose big time. You do not want to play defense in this life. You want to play offense. Offense is basically the red pill, if you think about it. The red pill says, I'm in control. I'm offensively going to choose how I move forward in life. I'm not going to allow anybody else to have the ball. It's really that simple. People that have offensive leads in games typically win unless they make stupid decisions, like run back to the plantation, like get married, like cohabitate, like become a stepfather. They have so many things stacked against them. They're not going to come back. There are very few wins in games and teams that have come back from 50 down. I think the Cavaliers, LeBron brought a team back from 0-3 in the finals to win 4-3, the 7-game series. Very, very, very rare. So again, men must choose to play offense. Shout out to PH, also in England. Good to see you, brother. Hope all is well with you. Jawara is back. Good to see Jawara. Friday to Wednesday. It's a lot. Actually, if you think about it, we get in around 3 o'clock. We have all night till midnight, and it's enough time. I mean, people that where I was staying, people were there for 2-3 weeks. I mean, it's just I've been down there so many times. I wanted to hit the sun. The whales were out this time of year. The stingrays were jumping. It was a good time. Good to see you, brother. Europe is back. Good to see you. Glad you made it back. Thanks, brother. Jason Reed. I thought you were from England. I'm sorry, man. Jason Reed from Colorado. I think it's another Jason, but my bad. I think you mountain bike as well, if I'm not mistaken. But anyhow, regardless, you got to play offense. That's the whole red pill. You have to be the one in control. So you do not put your life in danger by false alligators, by losing half of your shit, by potentially not being able to see kids. It's really that simple. If you want to play defense has won the games multiple times because they went off crappy offense and strong defense. But I don't want to play defense anymore. I mean, I'm going to have to play defense in certain areas of my life. That's just reality. But from when it comes to the opposite sex and dealing with that, I want to play offense. It's my life. It's my control. This is what I do. And this is what I'm not settling for. I'm not going to run a bad play. A bad play is a bad contract, getting back into a bad contract. Because you believe she's not like that. You believe you have the skills as someone that understands this theory and this philosophy that you can make it work this time. You have better frame. Those are really bad contracts. If you think about it, I'm going to use my frame that I learned from somebody on the internet to run this relationship. The way you stay out of defense is you do not emotionally attach. Emotions will ruin millions of men this year. They ruined millions of men on Tuesday at Valentine's Day. Emotions. Hearts were broken after so many people spent so much money. You know what? I'm going to be different this year. I'm going to take over and I'm going to have a nice dinner and a nice present and this and that. And I'm going to win her heart. Yeah, right. That's a defensive strategy, or that's an offensive strategy, fumbling the ball. How many times have men fumbled the ball? Tons. Harshit is back. Good to see you from India. Tech and God Jets is here. I always like that name. Good to see you. I play offense all the time, but in some cases, defense, earning money and not marrying women if the government is involved. Well said. Rich is back. Rich is there from the UK with PH. I play offense 100% to reach my goals. Gym, money, and defense with women. Defense means to me like I'm active without wasting my energy. It's as simple as that. It's not saying, I guess the analogy is I would rather have the ball than have to steal the ball away, because it's going to be a lot harder unless that offense is horrible. But you know what? The red pill says if I hold the ball, I can at least call the plays. I might call a bad play, or I might think my defense is asleep and I can run one past them only to know that they stole the ball from me because I was too complacent. How many times does that happen to men? They get too complacent. She's not like that. I'm different. I've learned frame. I've learned frame, Rad. Come on. I've learned all this stuff from all of these manosphere guys. I'm alpha. I'm an alpha male now. I'm not a beta male. I'm an alpha male. So that means I'm an offensive. I'm going to win. You go into life thinking that, again, this channel is all about protecting men, helping men, young, middle-aged, and old, by understanding female nature, how to navigate life through it, where we put our focus, where we put our energy. And if you don't want to listen to this message, that's fine. I get it. This is a tough pill to swallow. It's tough knowing you gave 20 years of your life to somebody that threw it all away because she wasn't happy, or she cheated, or she did this, or she did that. Now, am I saying men have issues as well? Absolutely. We hold all of ourselves accountable. A red pill man holds himself accountable and learns from his mistakes. It's as simple as that. And says, you know what? This is what I did for 40 years of my life. This is what I ended up with. And that could be an amazing relationship or marriage. 98% of the time it's not. And then you say, I'm not going to go through that again. I'm not going to do it. I'm in charge. I'm playing offense now. And I'm going to be a damn good offensive guy. Europe Valentine's Day is for simps. Absolutely. Manosphere salute. Sarah Dawn Moore got 400K subs out of thin air. Marnie's got over 1 million. I just saw Joara Marnie popped up with, what do you do if your lady ghosts you? And I bet she probably had 1,000 orders on that topic itself. Polska Bob, 290 deliveries Tuesday. How many tips did you make that day, Polska? Would love to hear that. What's the max amount of cash you would keep in your house? I'd say probably like $3,000. $3,000. Maybe some assets. A lot of folks talked about, even if the shit hits the fan and there's no currency issues, what should you keep on as bartering pieces? You could have medicine. You could have cigarettes. You could have bottles of vodka. Because guess what? When all hell hits loose, someone's going to pay $100 for a shot of vodka. Right? I have my own security cameras in my apartment, so she can't tell I'm blank, but defense tactics against false alligators. It's a scary world we live in, guys. You gotta be. You don't want to play defense to a false alligator. Let's just be real. You don't want to play defense in the family court. Do you understand that? You don't want to play defense as the baby daddy if the baby mama takes the kids. You just don't want to do it. Got to maintain frame, bruh. Hypergamy does not care about frame. Well said, Jason Reed. Well said, brother. It doesn't. There's no such thing as frame in a family court. FJT is back. Greetings, Rad. I'm tuning in from the job, pulling a double right now. Keep up the great content. FJT, our in-house GigaChat, good to see you, brother. He's going to have a second home here in the next year or two paid off as well. Black Pill Neo, hi, Rad. Thank you for the streams. It feels lonely when you're surrounded by blue pillars who don't understand hypergamy and monkey branching. I can only imagine how bad a divorce would feel. Well, that's the reality. Most men, 98% of all of us hang out with blue pillars. We have friends that are blue pilled, colleagues that are blue pilled. We work, our prospects are blue pilled, our accounts are blue pilled. Ask Bob how many blue pillars he just ran into and Hope strategists he delivered to on Tuesday. Thanks for being here, Black Pill Neo. Valentine's Day is the Ultra Simp Day. You ever notice Cupid is a little beta male that flies around? I think Cupid's non-binary. I saw so many simps walking out in the store carrying flowers on Tuesday. Sad, Jason Reed. You know, it's funny, Jason, being in Mexico, they celebrated Valentine's, and the stores also had little, you know, the kiosks with little Valentine's Day goofball stuff. But it is what it is. It's a great way to earn money if you are selling to blue pillars. Valentine's Day vendors are selling the dream. The dream. Valentine's dream for 300 at Trebek. Tips on Valentine's. Non-existent. Young women don't tip at all. Got one tip. 5. What? They didn't tip, Bob? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. JT, video is open to interpretation. Oh, interactions and interpretations. So that's the story, right? You want to play offense. You don't want to be behind the ball. You don't want to have to come back from 28 points down to win the game. And that's what family court, unfortunately, that's what the majority, 98% of marriage and relationships are going to throw in your world. And those are bad contracts. And bad contracts, as we know, are extremely difficult to recover from. Good to see JT. Now Mother's Day tips are crazy. Older women tip big time. Ooh, Polska Bob. There you go. Mother's Day coming up in May. In May. Black Pill, would you recommend only dating virgins? Well, there's obviously, men prefer virgin women, feminine women. Men do not like women that have been ran through. And we can say today with surety that a lot of the gals have had relations before the age of 18. Let's just say it's 18 for shits and giggles. If it's 18 and she's 25, she's had relations for 7 years with probably several men. That's not attractive to men. Do you like the fact that you're dating a gal that's been with 25 guys? How are you different? But if you can find a virgin, that might be an Amish person. That might be a tribal woman down in the Amazon. Great. They're extremely difficult to find in today's world. I ran into a gal at the hotel, and she was from New Jersey, and she was 42 with a 29-year-old. She was 42 with a 29-year-old. I'm going to say it again. 13 years old when she had her child. From New Jersey, American gal. I won't tell you the color of her skin, but I'm just saying that. This is real. Women are having relations a lot earlier than a lot of people think. And a lot of those might turn into children down the road. BJ's back. Good to see you, brother. Rad, much love from New Jersey. We must keep a lawyer on speed dial and best these cases and never look back, then go make tough for life. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with having a solid legal strategy. But the best strategy is to not get yourself in any sort of strategy. But well said, brother. Well said. Good to see you, Big Vegas. Good to see Big Vegas. Girls in middle school were having blank. A few were pregnant. FJT, even coming from FJT's experience. I remember in 7th and 8th grade, this guy and his girlfriend, in fact, the jocks, they all like shared girlfriends. For 6 months he went out with her, and then 6 months she went out with him, blah, blah, blah. They were having relations in 7th and 8th grade. That was in how old was I? 85. Almost 40 years ago. Do you think it's changed today? Yes. Jeremy is back. Hi, everybody. Hi, Rad. The money I saved on Valentine's Day crap I spent on some new fishing gear. Had a great day today out in nature. Caught some decent carp and chilled in my comfy chair. Attaboy. Attaboy. Peace, quiet, and freedom for 300. Trebek. Good to see Jeremy all the way from the UK. In your marriage, did you find it a battle for supremacy? Did she try to belittle you and emasculate? Of course. Of course she did. She could never do it. One of the issues I have with my ex-wife is a lot of times, and most men experience this, she was always looking for advice from other men. You know, let's say the stove broke. I know how to fix a lot of things. I could figure that out within like 10 minutes. She was next door talking to the neighbor or calling her sister up on the phone. What do we do? Never really trusting and putting, faith in the husband and the father of her kids and the provider of her house. So that was an issue. So yes, you're right. I guess you could call it battling for supremacy, not trusting. Did she try to be bad? Yeah, I saw that as belittlement. Sure. Even though I had put two roofs over her head, paid for everything, no debt, significant amount of assets to fall back on if anything ever happened, good investments and things like that. But she always went and talked to her sister, her brothers and sisters and neighbors before me. Crazy how that works. Women inspired by Madonna to get more procedures done themselves. Big cheekbone Madonna with fillers for 300 Trebek. If the government is involved, nothing will help you. Europe says be offensive to reach your goals, be defensive to 304s in the government. The only way to win a game is to not play the game. That is your offense. The way to lose the game is to play defense. Constantly trying to protect yourself, trying to get you out of a false alligator, trying to get you out of a bad marriage or a crazy court battle. Because your offense, or the opponent, that you are fighting has a lot of leverage. Men don't understand this. Go ahead and get married and then come talk to me. Yep, 13 to 42, a lot of experiences, maybe thousands of men. I wouldn't doubt it. I would not doubt it. I mean, I could not believe it. She had a 29-year-old. If that would mean, let's just say she's going to turn 43. So the kid would be, she had him when she was 14, which meant she would have been pregnant at age 13. Or if she was just turned 42, that child maybe was, she was 12 years old when she conceived. If the ultrasound did not buying flowers, on Valentine's, he's not getting blank for 1 year. Who wants dead flowers? It's all just part of the narrative. That's all it is. Jason Reed, before a marriage, it always amazes me just how much just how much women know all about how divorce works and how little men do. Yes, got to know offense. It's as simple as that. Be careful. Careful out there. To be an amazing offensive player, you have to live by these red pill rules, which is no marriage, no cohabitation, no kids. You are the captain of your plane. You navigate life accordingly. Now, Rad does not say you cannot hang out with ladies. Rad says if you do hang out with ladies, vet them properly and be extremely careful. Extremely careful. Now, a lot of our brothers are monks. We love our monk MGTOW brethren. A lot of brothers do not want to even associate. A lot of our brothers might want to hang out for 6 weeks or less. There's all sorts of flavors within this group. RPM did Valentine's Day report vid. He's in the industry, also does a great video. I'll have to check that out, Polska. Nobody what you will do. The wrong woman will always complain, never be happy. Nothing you do will make her happy. So it's pretty challenging. Even the Cosmopolitan magazine came out and said, and that's a woman's predominant magazine, most women are not happy between the ages of 18 to 85. Could be all sorts of issues. Could be, the fact that they're getting that they're getting older every year. that their validation becomes even more important. But or dealing with men and fathers and husbands, they're not happy. But you're absolutely right. Pete Abraham, Madonna looks like a satellite dish. She used to be hot when she was younger. I would agree with that. I thought Madonna was massively hot. Total 304, but very, very attractive back in the 80s and early 90s. Absolutely. I don't know what the hell's happened to her. Talking about body dysphoria, talk about age dysphoria, talk about scared of the wall, talk about validation and attention seeking. You're absolutely right. Good to see Pete all the way from England. I'll check that out. Manasseh says, men should be getting the gifts on V-Day. Imagine that. During the marriage, we just would go to eat Thai food. It was like just a dinner date. Simple as that. We didn't get into it. She wasn't into it. I wonder how much a divorce lawyer is for each full day of family court. You're looking at $400, $450 maybe an hour. Depends how long you're in court. I mean, my attorney luckily didn't charge me for travel time. He lived 25 minutes away from the courthouse, which basically, if it's a half hour of time, they basically bill an hour. So that would be paying his mileage for $400 the first for him getting there, and $400 from him after not getting there. And if the other lawyer's late, if the judge is late, if it's backed up, I think I paid $1,600 to $1,800 a day. 16, just go ahead. And then he had to go back. And then while he was there, his paralegal was writing briefs and all sorts of things. So not only was my attorney charging me, which I had great, amazing representation. I'll pay every cent again for that. If I had to do it all over again and repeat those mistakes, not saying I would do it again. I'm saying if my wife divorced me again, I wouldn't do anything different. I'd get him. And then obviously all of the paralegal costs. The paralegals write everything up. It's as simple as that. A good a good attorney knows the law, knows the players, is basically a great salesperson and can tell your story to beat the other person. Good to see Robert in the house. Let's see. If the simp is not buying flowers, she'll say, "You don't love me. I will go to chat tonight." I think she'll do it either way. YYJJ back in soccer. A win is a 3 points. D1 and L. Out of 10 games, one would rather park the bus and get 10 points and be undefeated instead of winning 5 and losing 5 for 15 points per play. Yeah, absolutely. Best way to play the game is to not play the game. How sad how we've gone from Raquel Welch, very gorgeous woman, to Lizzo. Well said, Robert. Raquel Welch was an extremely attractive woman. Very feminine. Very feminine. I don't know later in life if she was still feminine, or she became real masculine. Who knows? When you go to Mexico, do the women try to seduce you? Rich? No. I mean, I'm sure they do around other hotels and things like that and resorts, but no. A mate of mine was pissed right off with V-Day. He had to take his girlfriend out for a meal, pay a babysitter to watch kids, and the kids wanted Domino's pizza. Oh, what a surprise, Jeremy. What a surprise. Oh, Christian Hetty is back. What we got here? Who cares about Valentine's Day? I'm up for Pancake Day. Besides, what do men get out of Valentine's? An empty wallet. Ain't that the truth? And a broken heart. I'm getting a routine fumigation at my property today. Told all the RNs I'd be happy to hear from them in the tent. I have the setting for their clown asses. Delusion for 300. Trebek, Ishi Banks from LA. Modern women don't need any men, but they need men to fix all of their problems. Cars broken, houses damaged. So if women don't need men, they can't fix their problems alone. Delusional clown show. Definitely, it appears that way, brother. I have the circus tent covering my pad, Rad. I have no problem sleeping in the tent. My ex did. Rad, I just finished season 2 on Lost. Kate, actress, has been abused behind the sheet. Yep. She's dead inside. She's a perfect example of what women are turning into today. I'm a Chad, and dating in Europe is 10 times harder than the USA. Do they like Americans over there, Europe? I noticed that Lost show is more hypergamy on Claire than on Charlie. Yeah, Charlie's a simp too. Charlie is a simp. Watch what happens with Charlie. You should see the comment some women left for me on that video. Basically, told me no self-respecting woman wants me. Trying to be a jeez. And you just laughed. And you're kicking it in Thailand. Right now, took 3 weeks off and bought my. Good for you, brother. Peace, quiet, and freedom. Been sleeping on the plane the whole time. Well, enjoy and tell us how Thailand is. Love to hear what it's like over there. Kate from The Lost. Yep. Kate's got a lot of issues on that TV show, but it's a great series. Speaking of Mexico, I'm doing tacos for lunch. Was on MGTOW Forever stream. I saw that last night. I went to bed at like 10 my time. I was pooped. But I noticed your video popped up in the morning and it said it just like at 8:15 more in my time, and it said it just got done 4 hours ago. I'm thinking, there's Bob. He's up. He's waffling at 2 a.m. The actress Kate had short hair. Rad, I'm telling you. There's a lot of female nature. There's a lot of simps on Lost. There's a lot of. Check out Charlie, what he does. I was 8 times in the USA, brother. For me, it was very easy in Europe. The women are extreme, delusional more than US. Yeah, I think. I think a lot of Western women love European women, or excuse me, Western men. Western women love European men. Hopefully, I'll be able to eat that food more. I would not drink the tap water. And I would not probably drink mixed drinks. Make sure that you can open the bottle or see the bottle being open, just being safe that way, especially in Mexico. You don't want to drink something that you don't know where it's been. I'm over here testing the waters, planning my retirement, hoping to travel here regularly every couple years. Good for you. Good for you. Modern women marriage 2023, there's no romance without finance. Love it. I noticed that Anna Lucia is horny. Lonely Chick Sawyer is the only Chad. Jack Shepard is a sellout simp. You're right. Called it. You guys check out Lost series. There's a lot of simp, female nature, CC riders, 304s, white knights, you name it. It only gets better. But you want to play offense in life. I mean, really, if you want to have a good life, hopefully you pick a good career that you enjoy, that brings you satisfaction. Instead of having to work in a warehouse. Now, if you love working in a warehouse, great. I don't think that working in a warehouse, unless you're a manager, is going to pay a lot of money. However, as a red pill man, you don't need a lot of money, so it could be a good gig. And so finding a career, learning how to navigate religion, learning how to navigate the government, education, so forth, right? You don't want to play defense in all of those, especially with relationships. Travis is back. Hey, Rad, man, I can't get enough of Kevin Samuels. He makes me happy. I like Kevin Samuels. I mean, he was still a proponent of marriage, but he also wanted women to be like they were 150 years ago, feminine, respecting of their man, co-pilots, things like that. Zero beers. Good for you, man. Lots of bars in Thailand. What part of Thailand? Walking to my hostel, there are all these women. Oh, yeah. Even in Mexico, they all want you to have massages. In Bangkok. Europe says, I love the food in the USA. I eat a ton of pizza all day. It's better than to have dates with women. You're getting the same chemicals on a nice pizza. Oxytocin, serotonin, and dopamine. The same you would get with ladies. However, eating a piece of pizza, you're not going to have any back talking or any disrespect. I wouldn't turn down a date, but I've realized my life isn't defined by a woman. That's the key. Playing offense in this world is really setting your life on your path and not having a woman define it. Redneck Red Pill is back. Good to see you, brother. Travis, I had local band Smoke Out Channel playing your song. I think you guys are going to be their tournament. Good stuff. Waiting for some more Shine Custom songs. I noticed that Shannon from TV show is using hypergamy nature to the core. You're learning a lot, brother. We're getting together on March 4th to play. Awesome. Guys, there are no point to bring flowers and sexual experience due to hypergamy. Yeah, you got to be careful in life. It's as simple as that. Again, I think my channel, I keep trying to figure out ways to get it through to people's heads that just protect yourself. It's as simple as that. Protect yourself by putting yourself first, by not making bad contracts, by staying out of shark-infested waters. And I was in Mexico about an hour away from the area where that fisherman went out and got eaten by a shark when everybody told him to stay out of those waters. Right now, the water's kind of cold, so lots of sharks, lots of dolphins, not dolphins, whales and things like that are out. 24 hours in the plane. That's one thing. If I'm going to Thailand, I'm going for a month to 6 weeks. I'm not going to spend a day in a plane unless I'm going for that long. My wife is my air fryer. Good for you. An attacking game is better than a defensive game. Drop that ball and you grab it back and run then for the goal. Well said. If you have the ball, you have all the power. Now, you could fumble the ball. You could have a horrible strategy to move that ball and advance it. You could put your faith in a non-tested player and fumble the ball. You got to be smart. Rich, have I ever tasted? Yes. I love me some Caribbean food. What kind of food do I like? A lot of yuca, a lot of plantains, a lot of arepas, a lot of Caribbean type chickens. I mean, you could call Cuban food Caribbean, right? It's down there. It's in the Caribe. When you know Red Pill, it can be hard watching movies or music. The Blue Pill programming is so obvious. When you start, you're absolutely right, Jason. When you really understand this, it might take years. When you really start understanding, you'll start seeing books. You'll start listening to music. You'll start watching TV shows where it's so apparent. Slam Cave is back. Hallmark Day was yesterday. Hive-minded trap. Good to see Slam. Well said. Modern women use the beta and the alpha pays nothing. Yeah, the Chad pays nothing. Even TV shows you learn more about female nature. Yes, that is exactly what you learn. And but men don't learn from it. It's funny that ex-wife Michael is in H. Yes. John Boston, legendary John Boston is back. Good to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well up in liberal Massachusetts. I love having this knowledge. I very well can see it everywhere. You start talking Red Pill, it brings a lot of hate. They'll learn the hard way. I don't understand, Travis, why people are out there thinking that the Red Pill is so toxic. It's just a man deciding to put himself first, to go after his dreams, because he knows that if he puts somebody else ahead of him, he will have no return on investment. 2 months on a visa there. I think in Mexico it's 180 days. Then you have to leave the country. I got to eat more pizza. Pete, there's nothing wrong with pizza. I'm going to go do another fast, a 21-hour fast from yesterday to get out all of that guacamole and salt. I'm doing another 24 right now. Who was the brother eaten alive by the shark? It was a Mexican fisherman that was told to stay out of the waters by all the other fishermen. He didn't think about it. He didn't listen. He went out and he got eaten. 2.5 weeks, couple days to catch up. Yeah, it's going to take you a little to get over that jet lag. I think you can extend your tours. Well, see what it's like and return and report, Mike. I have every day a date with myself and enjoy the food. Good for you, man. Guys need to date themselves, right? Pizza and Doom Eternal. There you go. Sorry I haven't been on in a while. I was sick with COVID, but I saw a video you made one time about the packaging of a woman. Glad I saw it before I got married. It was an eye-opener. Wow. Well, the packaging is not always what's on the inside, right? You know, marketing is such a fascinating topic. If you watch Mad Men, the TV series, it's a marketing agency. And what the message can do to people, even though the product is garbage. Fascinating marketing, fascinating. How to get people to buy and become huge devout followers of a shitty product. But most men see a packaging on the outside. Oh my gosh, she's amazing. Only to unwrap her physically and mentally and emotionally and find out it's garbage. Now, are there a lot of men out there that are garbage? Absolutely. Vietnam sounds cool. They want to go back again and see Chu Lai and Monkey Mountain. Interesting. I would love to go to Vietnam. If disrespect is happening now with a lady, then the future will be worse. Truth be told by Slam Cave. Well said. I saw a Febreze commercial with this monkey simp being told by his 300-pound bride to spray some Febreze. They are normalizing being with a mastodon. Lizzo's got, man, well said, John. Lizzo marketing for 300 Trebek. When a man says the truth, it's called toxic. Couldn't agree more. I bought like 10 grand with, you brought, okay, I plan to be on my back 90% of the time. Attaboy, just be careful. Be careful. Don't drink any drinks that you don't know where they've been. 95% of men want a wife because they can't live alone. They think they're lonely if nobody's, it's funny. They would rather take a nagging, disrespectful woman instead of being by themselves. Men fear being alone. We're trying to teach men you can have an amazing life by living by yourself. But I'm also looking at condos and home prices. I want to see how much. I've watched a few videos about Thailand. I'm curious about, from your perspective. Met a 45-year-old woman who told me all her friends tell her she looks like she's 30. That is when I stared. Oh my gosh. That is hilarious. Oh, yeah, 45 is the new 20, right? I had heard that a lot of Thailand women like American men. I have heard that. Lizzo marketing for 300 Trebek. Lizzo's not attractive. I don't know why anyone would think she's attractive. Well, it's the narrative. It's really what's being pushed. If you don't date a woman like Lizzo, you're fat phobic. If you don't think they're attractive, you're fat phobic, right? Everything's being turned on them so that they play the offense. We know that's not the truth. The truth is not toxic. It's a MGTOW tonic. Well said, Pete. Well said. You must always protect yourself against the enemies, seen and unseen. Couldn't have said it better, Terminator. Good to have you. The men I know met women from Thailand. All 4 of those women divorced them. Keep them in their countries, folks. That, again, is you will be playing defense if you bring them back. Megatron's in the house. Good to see you. But that's the deal. I wanted to put out a quick message today during the lunch hour that the best way to play, it's not play the game, but if you do play the game in some form or fashion, the best way to play is to be offensive. You've got the ball. You can decide when you take a timeout. You can decide the strategy to move forward. And you make sure those plays work. And you make sure you have backups in life, right? So if the play goes sideways, you've got a running back or a fullback that you can toss the ball to. And you have a good line that defends you from the enemy. These are all analogies to say men need to start understanding what they're against in life, especially when it comes to marriage, cohabitation, and relationships. I would not be getting married ever. They had a 100-foot by 50-foot color screen on the outside of the Boston Garden of Liz. She is not. I don't know. In fact, in Mexico, saw a lot of heavy women from the States. I just have no, and there were men with them. I just don't understand the attraction. Maybe I'm missing a few brain cells, but I find heavy women extremely disgusting. If I'm going to get married here, I am staying here. There you go, brother. Marty Barnard is here. Good to see you. Good to see you, brother. Shaming tactics don't work with Red Pill. So yeah, I'm fat phobic. Me too. Fat just not as attractive. It's just gross. But hey, now they're heavy with fish tackle in their face, fish hooks in their noses, um, injections in their cheeks, multicolored hair, and we're supposed to find that attractive? I want to hear all about your experience, Mike. Only a fool would play a game that the enemy has created. Well said, Terminator, laying it down to Chinatown. It's a shame you have to keep them in their country for them to love you. Well, we know that foreign women that like American men are typically not looking for love. Let's say 1% are looking for love. Say 99% are looking for provisions, which good for them. They can't find men that can provide for them. Why not play a role, FJT, and say, I'll love a man that's in America 30 years older because I want to be able to live and survive. Again, another female nature tactic, right? You're fat phobic, Mike, if you're not into Lizzo. I don't even believe in cohab. It's less mess to clean up. Well said, Megatron. I would not cohab either. Disrespect means she wants that her man ends the marriage. Europe. Great message tonight, Rat. Always play your best game and use your skills with the ball. You know what they say when, there's like MMA fighters that teach self-defense? Guys are like, go learn self-defense in case you ever have to use it. They say the best way is to never get involved in a fight in the first place. Anyone who's fat phobic must avoid Walmart. Ain't that the truth? But that's the best way to play. That these professional fighters who could beat the crap out of anyone say, you have no idea what your enemy can pull out of his pocket. The best way to avoid a fight is to literally run away. Like seriously, if you're being approached, even though that karate or judo or jiu-jitsu, the best way is to not be in a fight, is to get the hell out of there. That's your 100% chance of winning the game. You could get hit by somebody right in the head and dead on arrival. So again, lessons to be learned, even from professional self-defense experts. Don't get in a fight. But if you have to be in the fight, use the techniques you were taught. In other words, play offense with the best strategy. Again, this is why we're here. This is why we're here talking to folks. This is why we're here. My 20-year-old coworker said he spent $80 on flour yesterday. I told him to get her a potted plant and test her nurturing ability if it can stay alive. I wonder what he said, Slam, but good for you calling it out. It's rare to find a normal-sized woman in the West. It sure is. Be awesome to walk around in a professional fat suit hitting on women and then take off the suit and makeup and make them feel like crap. Travis, I wonder if that's been done. Have you ever had people in your life that turn on you and you didn't do nothing wrong? People will like you today and hate you today. Absolutely. Jesus was loved and hated at the same time, right? Same with all of the Muhammads and Buddhas, you name it. People are there. The majority of people, probably half the people will like you and half won't. We have to just say, you know what? The issue here is if you like yourself. If you like yourself, who cares what other people think? If you need external validation, the people that don't like you are going to really impact your life. A Vietnamese woman used her guy as a stepping stone to have a kid. Yep, happens all the time, Mike. Stay in the U.S. Walk by the Sims house who married a 300-pounder. A car pulls up and she comes out and gets her food from Uber Eats at 9 p.m. I'm sure it was garbage food. There's probably fried chicken or some fried meal. But at 9 o'clock, that's not good. Even eating that late. Now that she is here and has a kid and has some money, she pushed him out and is totally ungrateful. No, I see that all the time. It's crazy. The fact that she doesn't want to talk about it when I ask, she is hiding something, and I'm probably right. Of course. Absolutely. Bruce Lee himself carried a revolver at all times. Again, the best way to be in a fight is to not be in a fight. I think the Jonathan Noble way, Joara, is the healthiest and most protecting way possible. They hate us because they ain't us. No be there, Mr. Miyagi, says Slam Cave. That's absolutely right. Wax on, wax off. Curvy is the definition of an elephant. I know this woman who will not get a dog or cat at 50, and she talks to her goldfish. She's holding out for a good man, and that's you. Absolutely, John Boston. That's you. She's 50 going on 20. Coach Lamont is back. Rebel, a lot of these foreign women will also make up lies about how you abuse them so they can stay. Again, the best way to be in a game with the opponent is to not be in it. But if you have to, make sure you have the techniques and the mental power to not have to play defense. I carry a tactical pen for pit bulls or loose dogs. Good for you. Actually, I've been walking a lot, and I carry a stick now. I've had a couple dogs try to come up with me. I'll hit those dogs if they come close to me. If she is married to an alpha 1 year later, he's a fat simp, and she will say, where did all the good men go? Well said. Scotty Sy from Beaverton. What's up, Rad? Our little stroll. I'm out on a stroll at lunch. Today I took a little quick lunch walk as well. Had an extra few minutes, and I figured I'd get on. Good to see Scotty Sy. Check out Scotty's channel. What the F is a soapy? I have no idea. Mike. I don't want to find out. How did you overcome your greatest fear? I think you just have to walk up to it. We have to accept your fears. That's what the number one, you have to accept your fears. Once you can accept your fears, then you can look at them head on. But if you don't accept the fear and you try to run away from the fear, that fear will continually follow you like a boogeyman. That's how you do it. And from there, your mind will figure out a way to walk up to it. When you stop caring what people think, especially women, you're in a good place. Well said, Jason Reed. That should be the number one tenet of the red pill philosophy. Carry a cattle prod. Carry some spurs, too. Brother Ratter's right. Don't fight. Fight only to do better your health and stack your money. That is the real fight, health and wealth. Every man needs a BS meter. Do you want to get through life saying, you know what? Even though I was married and I never remarried again and I never was in a committed relationship because I put myself first, but this is what I did. I went to Nepal. I went to Vietnam. I went to Argentina. I tasted and traveled, and I found out who I was on backpacking excursions up in Peru. Or I got my commercial driver's license and I drove for 3 years and I saw the world and I saw people and I saw and I found what gratitude truly is. And I loved what I did. Instead of every year on Valentine's, I bought her a bouquet of roses and chocolate, and I did this, and she still disrespected and nagged me. And now I'm at the end of my life at 89 years old on my deathbed, and I'm a shell of the man I was at age 29, age 39, because I didn't learn my lesson. Betty Saab says, seeing a 60-year-old woman who's with new man every 6 months. When I asked her, she said, I am not able to find the one. She has 7 kids. Good to see you, Betty. How is that not a surprise? Foreign women in the U.S. claim false alligators, then can legally stay in your home. You'll be escorted out. I'm actually going to have lunch next week with a friend of mine. He was the one, he's going to be in town for work, that he had to move out of the house that his girlfriend of 18 months got to stay in. The judge kicked him out from his girlfriend. Again, 18-month girlfriend. I think she was in the house for 10 months and he got kicked out. He tried to kick her out. The judge kicked him out. And then the judge said you could sell the house and he had to give half of the proceeds. This was in the state of Oregon. I'm going to have lunch with him next week. He's still a simp, though. The apply to walk away is a man's superpower. Well said, Slam. Well said. Fear is a sign that you will elevate in your life. Not everyone is tested with fear in his life. Well, if you have no fear in your life, how will you grow? We're not saying to put fear in your life. I think change is fear. People fear change. People are scared of change. Even though there's really no inherent danger to your life, people are scared of changing. Hence, they get back in the same bad relationships. They want to get married again. They want a woman in their life because they think that without a woman, changing to a new concept is going to cause massive amounts of fear. And you know what? you can only drink from the well. We can only lead you there. You have to decide if you're going to drink. To know yourself is to forget yourself. Well said, brother. Once you become truly acquainted with who you are no longer self-absorbed. This brings with it a profound sense of peace and ability to connect more deeply with others. Well said, Mr. Mike. No regrets. We're all figuring this life out day by day. Stay and think positive, says Travis. Every man who's been in this chat most likely has experienced a relationship or the lack of a relationship. Maybe they're virgin, 26-year-old virgins, but they have lacked, they have experienced some sort of female nature. Could be their mother, could be their sisters. These channels, and there's tons of creators in here. We got Scotty, we got Slam, we've got FJT, we've got tons of creators in this room that can help one another. Trying to find yourself is like trying to bite your teeth. Can you bite your teeth? Love hiking and backpacking. It's great for the soul. I recommend anyone that's gone through a hard breakup. Well said, brother. Just take what you need. It teaches you reality. We don't need a lot, do we, Pete? We don't need a lot. Scotty says, happened in Oregon. I'm not surprised. It happened over in, Laurelhurst, land of the libs. I meant the foreign brides. I know what you meant. Happy wife, happy life is a dirty lie. That's why I never bring women to my house. FJT. Smart man right there, playing offense. To remain stable is to refrain from trying to separate yourself from the pain because you know that you cannot. Running away from fear is fear. Fighting pain is pain. Trying to be brave is being scared. If the mind is in pain, the mind is pain. The thinker has no other form than his thoughts. Sounds very Buddhist right there. Love it. Alan Watts talks about that. Playing defense means being Skittles. True story. Ha! Well said, Megatron. Marriage might work if there are strong community ties and the families from both sides interact. Otherwise, it's going to end in disaster. And usually it's the man who would be the real victim. And I think that's the case. There's probably a very small percentage, under 1% of marriages, that might work. Okay, I'm not a fatalist. But for the majority of men, 99% of us, stay out of marriage. Just stay out of it. Fear and discomfort is the feeling of growing. Well said, Travis. Men understanding foreign women. If she comes to the USA 3 months later, she'll be a feminist. These programming is worldwide. Don't bring her to your country. Well said. Lone Wolf's back. Good to see you, brother. Female nature is real. It's important to understand that. It's important to understand it and navigate life accordingly. You're not going to fix female nature, guys. I'm not in competition with anyone but myself, says Rich. Well said, brother. And that's the message we're trying to extend here. Be in competition with yourself. Push yourself to be better. Women, single and unmarried, 30-plus mental health, single moms, masculine personalities, looks declining, disrespectful, I'll add, and they miss their alpha males. Well said, Europe. Kids getting out, messing your traffic up. Polska, laying it down to Chinatown. How did he recover from losing his home to 18 months? Well, he had to sell. He was making good dough, but the judge in Oregon was, again, a very liberal judge that sides with women. If she is not married with 23 at max, ultra red flag. Being afraid of being uncomfortable means staying exactly the same, accept reality and push forward, says Slam Cave. Yeah, men in this chat, especially Slam Cave, look at his life. His ex got divorced. His ex had passed away, RIP. Even though the marriage disintegrated, she was still the mother of your son, and you've been able to push forward. Most men would have a strong challenge to push forward. There's a lot of men in this chat that have pushed forward. Who pays for the home when you are falsely escorted out? He did. Again, he's playing defense. Defense. And what did he do wrong? He moved a girlfriend in his house. Marriage is a contract where the man signs away the rights to half of all he's ever worked for. Europe. That should be on every marriage license. And let's see, what would it be? Like a disclaimer. You have the potential to lose 50% or more of all of your assets, past earnings, current earnings, and future earnings if you sign this contract. And the reality to be alienated from your kids because the courts win all the time. Lots of men underestimate female nature, but it's real. You'll find out one way or another. And you know what, Lone? You're absolutely right. This is what we're trying to talk about. We're trying to help men to say, look, play the offensive game. You don't want to play catch up. You don't want to defend what you was rightly yours before. And people, that's great comments today, you guys. The problem with marriage is the legal institution that goes with it. You're not married to her, you're married to the system. Even the maids here that clean up the rooms are smoking. Hot. Damn, 37 people watching, only 17 likes. That's all right. You know, what irritates me is guys that are like, please subscribe to my channel and give me a like. I can understand it for the algorithm, but my whole shtick was just, you know what, if you like it, great. If you don't have to listen. Hopefully it helps somebody. Top tier men are divorced. Bill Gates, Sylvester, Tom Brady, Cristiano Ronaldo is clever. He's not getting married with his girlfriend. Yep. Does he live with his girlfriend? Still sketchy. And he could be considered common law marriage. Damn, that's crazy. 18 months and you lose your home. Damn, I thought that took like 5 to 7 years of cohabitation. Nope. 18 months. He tried to kick her out. She went to the courts. The court sided with her and said, nope, you can't kick her out. It's basically a squatter law. And that he had to move out. The judge made him move out because he brought the complaint. Oh, he's toxic. He wants to kick her out. He sides with the libtards, kicks him out. She was there, I think, for another 6 to 9 months. He had to pay all the bills. And then when he sold it, he gave her half. Again, you guys might think this is crazy. This is happening. We just don't hear about it. What kind of man would tell you I lost everything when I moved my girlfriend at 6 months into my house? Talk about a walk of shame. To all the guitarists in here, practice hobbies help you forget things that are difficult. Well said, Slam. FJT started playing guitar. I don't know if Scotty plays guitar, but I play guitar, and it definitely takes your mind off. It calms you down. You learn new songs. Again, you're progressing in life, and you're also experiencing sort of a meditation as well. Apparently, it's hot and humid over there, right? 5 a.m., it's 8. It sounds like Europe or Arizona. And muggy. When I try to help men, they say I'm jealous, but when they are divorced, they say to me, you are right, brother. Why would I be jealous? What a clown. You know? People like to have people. People like to have people in their camp. It's as simple as that. Married men want other married men. Misery loves company. This has been a great stream, you guys. Remember, a red pill mindset helps. Well said, Lone Wolf. Mike says people have to carve out their own path. You cannot help someone who refuses to be helped. Well said. Remember, play offense. You don't want to play defense. Rebel against defeat, chase excellence, masculinity, and of course, men first. And Scotty says, drums is what I play. Beating them skins. Good for you. And Black Pill plays guitar. Look at that. Wolf says, I live in Utah. We should do a meetup. Send me an email, rebelagainstdefeat@gmail.com. There's a couple guys in Utah. We should meet up. And you guys have a great day. I'm out.